So talking about what do actuaries actually do, these are some of the examples that I've mentioned, but there is surely a lot more than these trending. I mean, this is the primary jobs, the traditional jobs that actuaries does, and the non-traditional areas have opened up in the recent non-traditional jobs that actuaries have been doing in the recent times across the globe. So calculating the right premium for the health insurance policy covering lakhs of lives, and lakh plus is probably an underestimated number that I put there, but there are much more. So talking about India, there are millions of people who have taken insurance. When you take a health insurance, the insurance company promises you that if you are hospitalized, they will take care of the expenses. Now, insurance company need to understand that they've made the promise, but how do they fulfill it? So they need to charge the right premiums so that the company do not go bankrupt before they actually are supposed to pay the claims. So an actuary would be the one responsible for calculating the right amount of premium by projecting how many people would actually get hospitalized, and if at all they get hospitalized, what is the cost that they might have to, the company might have to bear. So somebody may get hospitalized with a bill of maybe 10,000. Somebody else may have to pay a bill of 1 million. So we do not know how much the cost is going to be. So we use statistical models to predict how many lives will get hospitalized among customers, and how much will be the hospital bill that they might end up coming up with. So what is the total cost of the company have to bear over a year, and accordingly how much premium should you charge so that you remain profitable and you're able to take care of the commitments of that you have
Okay,
made.
okay, sir.
So the second kind of work is, well, 100 plus economic scenarios to decide if the new company should launch. So when you're launching a new company, there's a lot of risks that you face. So an actuary is somebody who might be the right person to guide the companies to understand what kind of risk that they may face. The risk can be regulatory, the risk can be because of compliance, the risk can be because of the product itself, the risk can be your laborers going to the strike, the risk can be not able to find the right kind of talent, the risk can be not able to raise the right amount of funds at the right time. The risk can be the locals where you set up your offices may not be very cooperative with the work that you do. The risk that can be you will not be able to get enough electricity and water supply in the areas where you operate. And there can be a net of such risk. There can be wars, there can be depression, there can be economic crisis in the areas where you operate. The interest rate go very high, the inflation can go very high. So there are a lot of problems that might come across when you start a new business, and actually is the one who can actually be able to figure out all possible risks and attach a cost to it. So the company can decide that whatever uh, risks are high cost. So when a risk of the cost is very high to take care of the risk, then there has to be some actions taken to prevent that risk from happening. But if there is a risk which occurs frequently and maybe it's a very low cost, then maybe you can tackle it as and when they happen. So if the cost is high, then the measures to be taken to mitigate those risks. But if the cost is low, then you can just accept that risk that it will occur, and we will see whenever it occurs. So it helps the business to foresee its future with more clarity and plan their finances accordingly. The work maybe to estimate how much money an insurer would require to keep and reserve to be able to pay the claims for the policies that it has sold, the price of the catastrophic risk like earthquakes, floods, and pandemics. This price could be for the insurance company, this could be for the state governments or the central governments or the people. The economic cost when such catastrophic events might occur, and actually is able to predict those. Design employee pension plan for remaining that are financially sustainable for 30 years. So we are good at doing long-term predictions. So for next 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, we will be able to see the future events, the probabilities, the financial requirements, and we should be able to model the pension plan or how much study would require to be able to sustain for a long time financially. So designing pension plans is one of our very important forte. We can advise the board of minimum capital to survive the worst case market crashes, build real-time dashboards that track companies' risk exposure every hour, structure reinsurance treaties that transfer billions of rupees in risk globally, develop credit scoring models for banks under Basel 3-4 regulations, and climate risk models to help government and insurer prepare for the future. These are some of the just very few of what I could think of. I can write hundreds such things that actuaries do, but these are the most traditional things that actuaries have been doing in the recent future, near past.